let's start off with some positives. I love Castlevania as a franchise. I think Castlevania is probably one of my favorite game franchises. 1, 3, and Symphony of the Night are some of my favorite games of all time. Symphony of the Night is largely considered to be one of the greatest games of all time, and I agree. I think Castlevania overall has always been incredibly interesting. They've had some misses, obviously, but generally speaking, it's always been a very good franchise. And back in when Behavior announced that the franchise was coming, I was incredibly excited. Castlevania! Let's go! Yes! So when Castlevania ended up dropping on the PTB, I had very high expectations, and I am kind of happy to report that for the most part, the expectations have been met. I think that Trevor's perks are very creative and interesting. I really do enjoy them, and I think they're really, really good. I wouldn't say really good. I would say that they mostly sit somewhere in the B and C tiers, but overall, I think that they do their purpose well, and I could see myself using them here and there. As for Dracula's perks, I do greatly enjoy his as well. I think they're very creative. I still think there needs to be some changes to a couple of them for them to not quite be so dog shit, but in terms of uniqueness and creativity, they are good. I have been wanting a perk that blocks totems for a while now, one that isn't Pentimento, and so it's really nice for us to have one that now blocks totems, and it also blocks chest for no reason. But you know, it's really fun. It's creative, and that creativity also transfers to Dracula's add-ons. Dracula has some of the most creative add-ons in the game, in a lot of stuff that I really wasn't expecting. I mean, I was expecting your bog standard reduce cooldown, increase range type of stuff, but then you have things like the Cube of Zoe, which spawns flame pillars around Dracula whenever a generator is completed, which is really, really cool. A bit shit, because it's very RNG reliant. In the game that I used it, not once in 5 gens did it ever hit anybody. But then you also have something like Alucard Shield, which is the greatest add-on ever created. Go for it! Yeah, go for it, guys! Yeah, go for it! Go for it, guys! Go for it! Go for it, guys! Go for it! Go for it! Oh my god, this add-on is the greatest fucking thing to ever happen, dude. She's gonna get out though, because the Bloodborne's gonna go away before I get there. Oh my god, yes! Yeah. And Dracula's powers aren't that bad either. I think the flame pillars are very cool. They're a really good, interesting addition to the game. They go over low areas, so not just windows and vaults, but also over like lower rocks and things like that. As long as the survivor's head is above the gap, then you can hit them with the flame pillar, which I think is really, really neat. It can also hit multiple survivors at once, which is also really, really neat and helps a lot with camping in the end game. The wolf form is also incredibly fun. It's a great tracking tool. Now that they've actually made it move faster, it's really good. I like the third-person camera. I'm glad that Chucky kind of brought in the potential for us to have third-person short killers now. It really opens up the door for a lot more in the future, and I can't wait to see what else it can bring. So that was really, really cool. The killer instinct when people fast vault, the scent orbs that help you track better, like, it's just a really good, really cool form. I actually enjoy the wolf form the most. But I would like to know who at Behavior I need to scold very heavily, like a disappointed, angry grandfather, as to who the fuck decided how the bat form was going to work. The bat form is the single most useless part of Dracula's kit. And I am going to say this, and it may seem like a hot take to most of you, but I'm going to say this straight up. In terms of killer powers, not killers overall, killer powers, the bat form might be in the top 5 worst killer powers in the entire fucking game. It is ass. The bat form makes you quote unquote undetectable, and I'll go over that in just a moment. You are undetectable and you move a lot faster, which should theoretically make it a good map traversal tool. You also have a teleport to vaults within 24 or 32 meters. I forget which one, but you can teleport to vault locations, not just windows, but downed pallets as well. So in terms of everything, it looks like it's just a really good map traversal tool. But you cannot see survivors. You can see their scratch marks. I don't think you can see blood pools during it, but you can only see survivors. And while you can interact with everything else, like you can vault locations or you can break pallets or damage generators or things like that, you can't do any fucking thing else in the bat form. You can't hit survivors. You can't grab them. You can't interact with them in any way. You can't body block them. There's nothing that you can do to stop survivors from doing anything while in the bat form. So why the fuck are the survivors invisible? What is the goddamn point? And before someone even attempts to fucking be like, oh, but you see, Kaiser, bats have poor eyesight, and shut up. Shut up. Because let me explain something to you. There is nothing in this goddamn game, nothing in this world that ever, no time in the history of ever has realism affecting gameplay ever been a good fucking idea. Okay? I don't give a fuck if bats supposedly have poor eyesight. If it affects games in an unhealthy way, it doesn't need to be in the goddamn game. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is that the bat form is not undetectable. You see, survivors can hear your bat form. And when I say they can hear it, oh, do I mean they can fucking hear it. I am hard of hearing. I am deaf in my right ear. I can hear the fucking bat form. And it's loud. It's very loud. Extremely so. And even on top of that, survivors can also see the bat form. It's huge. It's not hard. It's not easy. It's not hard to miss. It's very easy to spot. But on top of both of those, the survivors get a fucking lullaby. So there's literally no point in the bat form existing, because they just get the lullaby and then they start swiveling their camera if they're smart, and then they just see you coming from a mile away, and then they just start pre-walking. They don't even got to pre-run. They just start pre-walking, and you get to eat shit. Because there's no scratch marks, there's nothing around. Nowhere to hide might be one of Dracula's best perks, on the sheer point that if you get to a spot where a generator's being worked on in bat form, you are most likely not going to be able to find the survivors. It is actually fucking dog shit. It's one of the worst goddamn things I've ever seen in my life, and I am trying to figure out why behavior hates hard of hearing people so goddamn much. The community fought for years to get the visual terror radius implemented, but since the visual terror radius, behavior has given us nothing. They've given us nothing. You know what they said during the live stream? Oh, well, in bat form, the footsteps of survivors are louder. Who cares? I can't hear behavior. I cannot hear out of the right side of my cranium. Who gives a fuck how loud it is if I can't hear it? I am sick and tired of behavior adding audio as a form of counterplay. This is ridiculous. If you're going to have audio in the game as a form of counterplay, you need to have visual indicators that go alongside of it. And this is a problem throughout the entirety of this game. This game is so fucking audio dependent, you have no goddamn idea. Here's what I want everyone to do. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to play this game on mute and see how much you rely on audio. See how much you rely on audio when playing this game, both as killer and survivor. Watch how fucking fast. Watch how fucking fast. You're even allowed to use the visual terror radius. Watch how fucking fast you start fucking up. Watch how much shit you just naturally listen for that suddenly gets yanked away from you the moment you play the game on mute. I am tired. I'm tired. I did this chapter I was very excited for, and it's like 99% of it is great. 99% of this chapter is amazing, but that bat form puts me in such a sour mood, and God forbid I accidentally shift to the bat form in the middle. That's another thing. Why the fuck did we abandon the wheel from Vecna? Why did we abandon that? That was great. That was a great concept. And yet in the rework in the night, you didn't give us the wheel for some reason. And in Dracula, we've got this lefty click, righty click bullshit, which seems intuitive at first, but it's not. It's really not. So if you accidentally, here's the thing that really pissed me off. So Dracula's entire gameplay loop is based around cycling the forms, similar to how Vecna cycles the spells, right? But you can't cycle the forms because there's a penalty to shapeshifting. If you attempt to shapeshift, there's a cooldown that happens that stops you from shapeshifting. And it doesn't seem like very long, but in a game where every second counts, holy shit does it count. So if I happen to be chasing someone and I want to swap to wolf form, and I accidentally right click and go into fucking bat form, God forbid, I am now punished because I can't do anything while in the bat form. I can't even look and keep track of the survivors while I'm waiting for the ability to shift out of the bat form. Oh, that's a skill issue. You should pay more attention. Shut the fuck up. Bad design should not be excused. I do not think Dracula needs that cooldown in shapeshifting. I think it's ridiculous. I think you should be able to shapeshift instantaneously, and I think that this shit should be on some sort of wheel. Obviously, it's not going to be a full wheel, but it's going to have a left and right that you can move your mouse to and from, and you can actually get used to the shit. And you know what? At some point, maybe it won't be a problem. I'll get used enough to Dracula's power to stop accidentally getting into the bat form. But the point is that it shouldn't be an issue now. It shouldn't be a problem now. While I enjoy most of the Castlevania chapter, while I enjoy most of the perks and the add-on design and even most of Dracula's kit, the bat form needs serious fucking help. The bat form needs to be able to see survivors because there is no goddamn reason why it can't. I'm not asking for the bat form to be able to hit survivors or grab survivors or whatever. I am only asking to be able to see the motherfuckers. I should be able to see the survivors. At the very least, there should be like a killer instinct when I'm in a certain radius of them. At the very least. But realistically speaking, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to see survivors. I'm done. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I don't know, dude. I'm just so angry. I'm just so fucking angry. Thank you so much for the channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, coaching, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.